In a regular home in the United States, a family began hearing strange noises in the middle of the night. Footsteps, bangs, and objects falling on their own. After weeks without any explanation, they decided to set up a camera in the kitchen. And that's when things became truly terrifying. At first, everything looks completely normal, but pay attention to what happens just a few seconds later. Could this be poltergeist activity? Or is there some other explanation for a heavy object moving like that? What do you think? The pot that was sitting inside the sink simply lifts itself up. There's no one holding it, no visible string, nothing that explains that movement. At 2:43 in the morning, the recording captured exactly what you're seeing now. The room is completely empty. No one enters, no one leaves. But watch closely. One of the objects on the table moves on its own. There's no wind, there's no one hiding. The homeowners only realized what had happened when they reviewed the footage the next morning, and what truly gave them chills was this. They swear that, in the middle of the night, they heard someone moving the chairs in the kitchen. But when they went to check, everything was exactly where it should be. So the question remains, one that no one has been able to answer. Was this poltergeist activity? Or is there any logical explanation for an object moving completely on its own in the middle of the night? A young man decided to visit his brother's grave late in the afternoon. The cemetery was empty, unnervingly silent, and the wind felt like it was pushing him away from the place. He walked between the headstones until he found the grave he was looking for and knelt down to clean the old flowers. But the moment he leaned forward, a cold shiver ran through his entire body, so strong it nearly made him lose his balance, as if someone was standing right behind him. He tried to ignore it, but the feeling only grew worse, so he pulled out his phone to record the area. Maybe to catch an animal, a sound, anything that could explain that strange presence. An urban explorer decided to enter an abandoned house that, according to the neighbors, had been locked up for more than 20 years. They claimed no one could stay inside for more than 5 minutes because of the strange sounds coming from the upper floor. He went in with nothing but a flashlight, climbing the stairs slowly, feeling the old wood sink under his feet. When he reached the halfway point, he heard something running upstairs. Quick, light footsteps, like a barefoot child sprinting across the hallway. He froze, holding his breath, trying to figure out if it could be some kind of animal, but the temperature suddenly dropped, so sharply that his flashlight began to flicker. And the moment it lit up again, he realized he was no longer alone. At the top of the staircase, exactly where he thought the hallway was empty, there was a figure standing perfectly still, staring straight at him. A group of tourists was taking a boat tour when they passed by a lighthouse that had been deactivated for more than 30 years. According to locals, no one is allowed to go up there ever since the old watchman mysteriously disappeared during a storm. While the guide was telling the story, one of the tourists decided to zoom in on the lighthouse to record a few shots. That's when something caught her attention. At the top of the structure, standing exactly on the balcony where the watchman used to stay during his final hours before disappearing, there was a figure, completely still, staring out at the sea. There was no movement in its clothes, no shadow on the ground, just a motionless body, as if it were frozen in time. When the group returned to town and showed the video to the locals, everyone said the same thing. The silhouette looked exactly like the woman who disappeared there years ago, wearing the same clothes she had on the day she vanished without a trace. The lighthouse remains closed to this day. No one has access to that balcony. And yet, tourists claim that from time to time, they still see the same figure standing there, motionless, staring out at the sea as if waiting for someone to return. And the truth is, to this day, no one knows who or what is really appearing at the top of that lighthouse. A mother left the camera running in the kitchen to keep an eye on her daughter while she stepped out for a moment to answer the phone in the hallway. The little girl was calmly eating her dinner, playing with her cup and her food, showing no signs of fear at all. But a few seconds later, something strange began to happen. Watch every movement the child makes. No windows were open, no one entered the house, and there was no logical explanation for that presence. The mother is still trying to understand what her daughter really saw that night. But the truth is that no one knows who or what was inside that kitchen with that child. This footage was recorded inside a small monitoring room located within a company building. That night, the security guard on duty had to step out for a few minutes to help an employee in the parking lot. As usual, he left all the cameras running, since the place was completely silent and there was no one inside the control room. However, when he returned, he noticed that one of the screens was flickering more than usual, as if it had picked up some kind of interference. Finding it strange, he decided to review the recording. And that's when things start to become truly disturbing. At 2:17 a.m., with no human movement anywhere in the room, one of the computers turns on by itself. The screen lights up, illuminating the room for a second, and then another monitor powers on as well, as if someone were moving from one machine to the next. The scariest part is that no clicks were recorded, no chair moved, and nothing touched the equipment. The screens simply turned on and off as if they were being controlled by invisible hands. But what truly terrified the security guard was what appeared a few seconds later.